Organometallic compounds are those compounds which contain a carbon metal bond. Now, why is that bond so important? That bond is so important because that is polar covalent in nature. Now, what do you mean by polar covalent bond? Where carbon has acquired a partial negative character and metal acquires a partial positive character. Where carbon has acquired a partial negative character and metal has acquired a partial positive character. So let us see that a carbon metal bond is a bond which is polar covalent in nature, and the strength of the bond will depend upon the ionic character of the metal. I repeat again, the strength of the bond will depend upon the ionic character of the metal. The more ionic is a metal, for example, if I have carbon potassium, so that is going to be the most polar because potassium being most electropositive in nature, followed by carbon sodium, then carbon lithium, then carbon magnesium bond, followed by carbon aluminium, carbon zinc bond would be the least polar bond if I have a series to compare. So depending upon the ionic character of the metal, I would say that the strength of the bond would depend upon the metal that is present. The first class of organic compounds that we'll be studying are called as the organomagnesium compounds, popularly called as the Grignard reagents. Now, why are they called Grignard? Because they were discovered by Victor Grignard in the year 1912. He got a Nobel Prize for the discovery of these compounds. So they are popularly written as RMGX, where R is the alkyl or the aryl group, magnesium is a metal, and X is the halide, could be fluoride, chloride, bromide, or iodide. So you have the alkyl halide. In the presence of magnesium, you prepare RMGX, which is called as the Grignard reagent. For example, I've taken R as C2H5. So if I have ethyl bromide in the presence of magnesium, I would form ethyl magnesium bromide as a Grignard reagent, and that is why it is RMGX. Looks like a very simple one-step reaction, but is actually not very simple. When we're going to study the procedure and the mechanism of the reaction, we'll realize that there are many steps which are involved and many precautions that need to be taken while preparing a good Grignard reagent. What do you mean by good Grignard reagent? Which obviously contains maximum of Grignard reagent without any side products, without any unreacted reactants that are present in the reaction. So let us see how is this prepared. Seems to be a very simple one-step reaction, but normally the procedure involves that you take the alkyl or the aryl halide in a dropping funnel, and to that dropping funnel is attached to a flask. That flask contains magnesium turnings, magnesium metals, in the presence of a dry solvent. It is very important that solvent should be absolutely free of moisture. So you can take dry THF, you can take dry ether. So you have magnesium metal, which is dipped in a solvent, a dry solvent, and to that you've attached a dropping funnel which contains my alkyl or aryl halide. So gradually, drop wise, through the dropping funnel, you'll start adding your alkyl or the aryl halide to the magnesium turnings, which are dissolved in the solvent. You would find that there's a vigorous reaction that is going to set in. A cloudiness is going to appear. And that vigorous reaction, which means that the Grignard reagent is being prepared. Normally, what happens is that there are many precautions that need to be taken so that the Grignard reagent is prepared well and stored well. So the first precaution is that the apparatus must be absolutely dry and moisture proof. If there is any trace of moisture, that Grignard reagent is going to decompose. It's not going to be stored well. The second precaution is that all your reactants, alkyl or the aryl halide, as well as the magnesium and the solvent must be absolutely dry without any moisture. The solvent should be free of any other kind of impurity. Like if you take dry ether, it should be absolutely dry and free of alcohol. The next is that you must maintain an atmosphere of nitrogen at all times. So what you do is you flush in your dry apparatus, you just flush in nitrogen air so that the air already present inside the oxygen that is removed, and you must maintain that nitrogen atmosphere during the course of the reaction. So these are very important precautions that you need to take while preparing the grignard, because any of a small error would result in its decomposition, and that grignard reagent will not survive for a longer time. So, for example, you have prepared the Grignard reagent and you've not stored it in a bottle which is free of air or free of moisture, then there is no point in doing so much of exercise and preparing with so much of effort. So the next thing is, let us see what is the procedure of preparation, and what is the mechanism. We've seen the procedure. Let us see the mechanism of the reaction. Now, normally it is said that the Grignard reagent, I've just written it in one step. It is actually not a single step reaction, but involves 4 steps. So it involves 4 steps. The preparation was done by Victor Grignard, but actually the mechanism was proposed by Gomberg and Beckmann. So it's actually not a very correct mechanism, because till date we do not know the exact mechanism. But yes, it's the first mechanism which was prepared, which was suggested by Gomberg and Beckmann, and it normally involves 4 steps. So the first step is, what we take is, we take the alkyl halide and react it with magnesium. So the first step is, it forms RR, a carbon-carbon bond along with magnesium halide. This is the first step. We've not written this as the first step, but normally the mechanism, they say that this is the first step where an alkyl halide reacts with magnesium to form the RR along with magnesium halide. The next step is the magnesium halide formed in step number 1. The magnesium halide formed in step number 1 reacts with extra magnesium, more of unreacted magnesium, to form a radical. I'm sorry, this is not the radical, it forms this radical. Two molecules. So normally it is said that